You know, that's the F road. There's an A road and F road. Thank you very much for something.
Sure. Good for you, I guess. Where do you come from? Oh, okay. It's just a traffic.
Thanks for going to bat for Jonathan. I heard you did a good job.
I basically got told that I didn't have any authority.
I would have given you some.
Well, the GED program, those people down there just bother me so much. Kid moves from Florida to Nebraska.
Takes the class.
But he can't take the test here because he took the other 3 tests. I said, what difference does it make? I said, the GED test is the same all over the world, isn't it? Well, yeah. I said, so, do they give an easier test for when they get in Nebraska? Do they give an easier test for well, no, we get the same test. I said, no, they'll never do that. The people down GED people, the ones in charge. They said they could do a remote test. So we did that remote test. And we had this everything had here. And we had number 1, you have no calculator, you have no whiteboard, you have no pens. You need some comments for the it says use your head. What? So he just got up. And I was so angry. And my wife said, calm down. I said, have a discussion. So I did. And they said, our client.
I think that every time
I said, your student has been mistaken. He wasn't mistaken. He wasn't mistaken. That's exactly what they did. And I so want to get the class to change over that. I taught GED in one class. And we had all 3 programs. And the first thing that most of the kids did was the GED program. The other 2 because they were more flexible. And GED really came around with it. But we're married in one program.
Everyone, please join me in acknowledging our Spring 2022 candidates for the GED Diploma. Thank you, graduates. Please sit down. My name is Christy Taud, a Director of Adult Education. On behalf of our adult education staff and faculty, I extend to these graduates a sincere congratulations on how far you've come. All of your journeys to this point are unique, with your own challenges and your own triumphs. But you have made it this far. So I expect you to continue to reach your dreams beyond your high school diploma. Also, please join me in recognizing our special guest, Dr. Carolee Ritter, Dean of Arts and Sciences. Also, I would like to introduce our staff and faculty who spend countless hours, working with students, sometimes pushing, pulling, cajoling students to continue to keep working to help them accomplish their educational goals. So staff who are here, please stand as I read your name. Stay standing. I see some of them are already standing, so you're lucky. And we can applaud when everybody is stood up. So Jody Anderson, Yolanda Gomez, Susan Cash Brown, Mike Ortiz, Lynn Saffer, standing, Amy Stotts, Tammy Thornton, Elizabeth Williams, Jen Worley, and Matt Yonker Rowell, also standing. All right, thank you. And I did want to give a special thanks to Amy Stotts. She's our new, as in one whole year, ABE GED Assistant Director. She joined us for our April graduation. Her first day was our graduation evening. So that was her introduction to our department. And she has just done phenomenal work, I think, bringing the ABE program together and making it a better experience for both instructors and students. And she also planned this along with Elizabeth and Matt. So thank you again. Planning is out of my wheelhouse for sure. Okay, let's see. I would also like to extend a very special thank you to our instructors, our ABE GED, who also tirelessly work and worry about their students. They really do. A lot of talking about this person's so close, they're doing so well. You know, they really are the best cheerleaders, I think. So again, please stand, even though I guess you don't have to stand since you're right here. You're good. Okay, they're right up here. You don't have to, though, but there's a long list. Vicki Carper, Kay Frudenberg, Rich Frudenberg, Josh Gardner, he's way in the back there. He can't hide. Jason Jalacour, Patty Lempier, also here. Cliff Matson, Catherine Ortiz, Mike Ortiz, Naomi Rollifson, Garen Wheeler. Those are our Lincoln instructors. And we also have instructors in our communities in Southeast Nebraska. Dennis Applegarth, Amber Beard, Lee Cording, Kathy Highstreet, Frank Leinott, Patrick Mumm, Melissa Omar, Bethany Riley, Patty Swanson, and Vicki Zelenska. So again, thank you. Thank you so much. Truly, they do the heavy lifting. They do so much work. All right. And all of us in adult ed extend our deepest thanks and appreciation to all of you, the graduates, family, and friends, for supporting them throughout this process. We know that it can be a tough process and it can be a triumphant process. So you share in the great accomplishment, so thank you. So at this time, we have two speakers tonight. The first speaker is Heather Liepert. Help me out here. Liepert. Heather graduated with our 2020 GED class. She is currently attending Southeast Community College studying computer information technology. She is a mother to a 13-year-old boy and a dog mom to 3 corgis. She is also employed full-time with Nelnet as an unemployment claims adjudicator with the fraud division. Heather plans to start her career in IT as a help desk associate and move her way up to networking. She plans to do much more with her education and career in the world of computer science. Please join me in welcoming Heather.
Okay, 2 years ago, I moved to Lincoln and I was at a turning point in my life. I decided to take charge of my life and finally complete high school. I went to GED classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Mike Ortiz was my instructor. He was awesome. Within a couple months, I was ready for testing, and I studied even harder because I was nervous and tests are not easy for me. But I passed, and so have you guys. And now that you have passed your GED, you will have opportunities to get better paying jobs or continue your education and enter a career that you have always dreamed of. The day I passed my test and completed my GED was such a relief to me. But I didn't want to stop there. I decided to pursue my passion of computers. So I filled out a college application, kind of thinking, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to afford this. I filled out my FAFSA forms and got accepted into college. Found that with scholarships, as long as I worked full-time, college was paid for. I was able to score high enough on the AccuPlacer exam that I didn't need to take extra classes, but you can take extra classes if you don't score well enough for the original entrance exam. I don't consider myself to be overly intelligent, but I will put forth the hard work and make up for any shortcomings that I have. I have been on the dean's list twice, and over 4 semesters, so half the time. So my hard work's paying off. I'm currently working 40 hours a week and going to school full time. I won't pretend that it's easy. It's not. I'm a mom of a 13-year-old and 3 corgis, and they all keep me busy. I will say it's worth it. I have learned so many new things, and I love to learn them because it's something that I'm truly passionate about. The biggest obstacle in your life is yourself. If you let yourself believe that you can do something and work really hard at it, you will accomplish it. I never thought that I would have the money for college, and it was always just out of reach for me. After I finished my GED exams, I thought I might as well see where it could go. When I got the email that I would receive enough Pell Grant money to pay for college, I was so happy that I could have cried. I'm now working on making my dream possible and having financial freedom for myself and my family while doing something that I love doing. This could be you someday, working hard on your dreams, not giving up. The college has so many different resources available. The people at Financial Aid are awesome about helping you make it possible. And they can help you decide what your best route forward would be. All you have to do is ask. Your biggest obstacle, sorry about that. Find ways to overcome your fears and go after what you want. I want to say congratulations to everyone in this room. You guys have accomplished something great, and you should be proud of yourselves.
Thank you, Heather. It's very true. You just have to walk in the door. I think one of the hardest things to do, whether it's a GED or starting college, is getting yourself to walk into the door and ask the questions. So thank you very much. All right, our second speaker is one of those people who can help us. Our second speaker is Mary Mock. Mary has worked at Southeast Community College for 12 years. She started right here in adult education as a volunteer coordinator in Beatrice. She then moved on to be a transitions and tutoring coordinator and currently serves as an academic advisor for students on the Lincoln campus. Prior to her time at SCC, Mary worked in business management and sales. In her spare time, she enjoys beating her husband at golf, and spending time with her family. Please join me in welcoming Mary Mock.
Hi. I am so happy to be here. I was so happy when I was asked. And I told my youngest daughter, I have 5 children, and our youngest is in college, so I'm finally an empty nester. Anyway, I called her and I said, I'm going to speak at GED graduation. And she's like, Mom, this is a big deal. This is the big moment in their life. You have got to do well. Don't talk too long. And why did they ask you? And I thought, well, what do you mean, why did they ask me? But she's right. This is a huge deal. This is such a major accomplishment, and I am so happy to be a part of it. When I started in adult education, I was doing the business thing and meeting the sales numbers, and I wanted to do something that I thought would be more gratifying. And I saw an ad that they needed this volunteer coordinator to go out and recruit volunteers to teach and help students like you in Southeast Nebraska. And I thought, well, I mean, I've sold a lot of things. I've sold radio. I can certainly sell this. This is not going to be a problem. And it wasn't a huge problem. It's just that the pond that you fish in, there's not always a lot of, people to ask. So certain times I would have to go to these rural communities and tutor. And I want you all to know that I am so impressed with you because you passed the math. Every time the math came up, I would look at my watch and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to go. I know I have somewhere to go. I know how difficult that is. I'm not a math person. And I kudos to you. I know those other areas might have been more difficult, but for me, the math scared me to death. And I thought, I can't do this job. Somebody else has to do this job. One of the things that we talk about a lot in education right now is resilience. I'm sure it's kind of a buzzword. And resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It is a necessary skill for coping with life's obstacles and a key to success. It's the ability to bounce back from adversity. I mean, honestly, look at your life. Look what you have just done. Now I'll go off and not look at this, but I was really thinking about this today. Not only did you do this, but you did this in a time when people are so afraid to just do anything. And as you said, it's scary to walk in the door. It's hard to start. And in a time when sometimes I have a really difficult time motivating students to do the thing and get to class, you all went back based on decisions you made a long time ago and worked so hard. And it's done now. And when I think about the traditional student that I talk to on a daily basis, not all of them, I'm not putting people in a box, but often, I'm with them in their first failures. They, maybe had that traditional high school situation where it went pretty smoothly. They were involved in the things. They did well. And then as life happens, sometimes their first failure is college, unfortunately. And so we have to really coax them through all of these problems and this resilience. And you're there. You're looking back at that now. You've been through the things, and you've done this. And you are so ahead in this moment when you think about what some people are going through. Because now you can look back, and I'm sure at times it was very, very difficult. There was a lot of other things going on, and there were probably setbacks, and there were maybe the moments where you had to take the math test. I dropped college algebra 3 times. Well, 2 times. I passed it the 3rd time. It's not that I was failing, I just gave up. I'd get into the semester and I'd think, I can't do this. So I don't have an understanding of what you've been through, but I do have a great deal of admiration that you've done this. Now, the other thing my daughter said to me was, I'll bet you're going to say your thing. You're going to say your 2 things, the thing you always say. And I thought, okay, well, I probably will. One of my favorite things to say is just do the next thing and do it well. In life, there's a lot that's going on. You've got your families. I love that this is your daughter. See, I mean, you got your GED while you have a daughter. It just blows my mind. Anyway, there's a lot going on. And I always tell my students, and I always tell my family, and I tell myself, Mary, just do the next thing. Take the funnel, do the next thing and do it well, and then the next thing will happen, and the next thing. And you're at a great point to do the next thing. This is where you're at right now. And if it's the job force, wonderful, do it well. If it's college, awesome, do it well. And on a side note, when we get inventories on our students as academic advisors, and they give us a little bit of information so that I can do a little bit of background before we meet. And often I will see that when I look at their transcripts that they've gotten their GED. And there's always a part of me that thinks, good, this person's been through some stuff. This is a good place. I love working with students that have already had to pass the test and do the work. Another side note, I would love to talk to anyone that would like to come to SCC. I'm actually the advisor for the welding department. Does that interest any of you? Okay. I have other programs too, but I do happen to really love the welding. But I can talk to you about academic transfer. I can lead you to the right people. I'm very passionate about it. Or maybe at this point you're just thinking a couple classes to make me feel a little more comfortable. But what classes would be great? I have some classes I'd love for you to try. Personal finance. That was a good O, right? Okay. Well, we can talk. Okay, perfect. It's good life skill. The advising department would love to take a moment to talk with any of you. But no matter what you do it well. And then the other thing that I say to my children and to myself, do it well and be kind. You know, there's a lot of kindness here tonight. There's a lot of your family and your friends that have supported you. There's instructors. You've made friends in each other. Continue to do the right thing. Work hard, do the next thing, be kind. But the next thing is to celebrate this moment right now. And to just take a moment to just high five, and you can do the next big thing tomorrow. So thank you for letting me speak to you. Congratulations. I hope I see you in my office. I'm in B7. And I didn't bring my card, but it's pretty easy, Mary Mock. So I'd love to talk to you about any path that you'd like to go on next. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, Mary. That was great. That's great advice for me, too. Often, when you're working every day, it's just do the next thing. Next email, next whatever. Just keep yourself going. Don't sit still. So, yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, what you've come here for, right? The graduation certificates. So we will start that. As your name is read, please come forward and receive your certificate from me, and then return. So if you please stand.
Lyra Vera. Jaden Card. Josh Catlett. Terica Dow. Antasia Lynn Leon. Kayla Rose Schultz. Leah Laura V. Sutton. Caprice Walker.
All right. Oh, please rise. I know you don't get to sit down yet. Please rise, please rise. We have one last task. You may now take your tassels from the right, move them to the left, and you are now Nebraska high school graduates with all the rights and privileges thereof. All right. All right, this concludes our graduation, but please join us for refreshments. Thank you for coming, everyone. There are refreshments in the back. Oh, here's the one. Oh, hold on.